Bow. Mm-hmm.
Just don't try to repeat the same exact one, guys.
That's right.
It will be completely different music and half that length.
Next time, I
So.
promise.
Everybody just take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Say after me. Tafika. Tafika. Lero. Lero. Tafika. Tafika. Lero. Lero. Tafika. Tafika. Lero. Lero. Tafika. Tafika. Lero. Lero. Tafika. Tafika. Lero. Tafika. Lero. Tafika. Lero. my culture, in Malawi, saying I have arrived is a sign of peace.
This evening we are creating a performance that we are entitling Seeding Cultures of Peace. Not seating cultures of peace, but seeding cultures of peace. This kind of garden of spirit and play and creativity that is both sheltered and contained by some very basic, simple forms that have been developed through the process called interplay. Interplay is a methodology and a philosophy for helping people both communicate in the moment with themselves, with whatever their higher and lower powers are, as well as with audiences such as this, of all kinds and all kinds of situations. Only occasionally do we really open the doors and welcome folks just to come in. It's a real offering to community to see people who are in the process of playing and creating in the moment. Literally everything tonight, everything will be improvised. The four musicians have gathered for the first time at 6:30. I just met them. Masankho and I have known each other for 10 years. That should give you a little bit of, grounding. And a lot of these folks here are involved right now in an interplay workshop called the Secrets of Interplay. Interplay is in at least 30 cities around the world right now. It's a movement because it is both a discipline, a very simple improvisational discipline. People are finding it very useful in their own personal practice for both having fun and also looking at the challenging and beautiful places in our lives, as well as finding this methodology very useful in their work as usually in helping professions and including in business. As you can imagine, knowing how to walk into the next moment with a sense of confidence and courage, given how many unknowns are in our lives and what we're having to deal with, a method that allows us to be embodied and to be able to improvise with a sense of clarity that we can actually do that, be both resourceful and ourselves. That's something that's much needed. And the play part of the word interplay really has to do with doing this with as much ease as possible. So we don't claim perfection here. We claim the rough cloth of life, the folk art of creativity. And we hope that you will also see in this just some real moments of genius and brilliance which are just native to the human spirit. We're very happy that you've joined us here tonight. Thank you for coming.
So take a deep breath. Professional sighers, right? So take another deep breath and let it out with a luxurious sigh. So since we're improvising and playing with each other and we're playing with you, when we warm up, we'll all warm up together. So I'm going to ask you to, and I know everybody's going, oh, what is he going to ask us to do? Just relax, take another deep breath. Shake out a hand. There we go. We can all do that. And shake out your other hand without striking your neighbor. And shake out both hands. Good. And shake out your head gently. And shake your shoulders. And shake wherever you're sitting on. And if you have space in between the chairs, shake out a leg. And shake out your other leg. And just shake yourself out. And then shake out your voice. And take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. I'm going to make a sound. You make a sound back to me because we do use our voices. So yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Weedy, weedy, weedy. Weedy, weedy, weedy. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee. Woo! Woo! Yes! 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 Whoa! your body. We know you have your sound. Now, do you have your rhythm? So I'm going to clap out a pattern and you clap it back. Me first and then you. With me. Good. Stay on the beats. And everybody on this side of the room, stay on the beats. And everybody on this side of the room, tap out anything you want. And you guys tap out anything you want. For the ending and take a deep breath. Very good. So we have our bodies, we have our sound, and we have our rhythm, and now our words, because we do use words. And so I'm going to ask you to just call out names of cars. So you call out names of cars. Just call them out, right? And again, randomly call out the things that you have, not in your organized fork and knife drawer, but in the one next to it, just randomly. The things that you have. And now call out the names and states of the United States. That you like to do. Good. So your word part of the brain is working great. So since we are seeding cultures of peace, this concert has that as an overview theme. So I'm going to ask you, but again, just randomly, when I say the word peace, what words come to you? So when I say the words peace, what words come to you?
Justice.
Good. Joy. Good.
Plenty.
Serenity.
Good. Togetherness. Good. There must be more words than that. All right. Beauty. Good. Thank you. Thank you. And now when I say words that make you think of the opposite of peace. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Noise. Envy.
All right. Keep them coming. Hope they're not as much. Strength. All right. Good. So take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. So Cynthia said, we ask you to see what you see. These words that you gave us, they've landed in our bodies, and we use them randomly. Some will use, some we won't. Some will use in different ways. But we are seeding cultures of peace. Thank you for coming.
or are inspired by ancestral objects or objects of memory. When we're creating from our histories, there are both the little bits of stories and the prayer of connection. And these days, I think peace has a lot to do with reaching deep for the help from the past and from our ancestry. Not just the lousy parts of it, but the parts that can empower us to what we hope for. So this piece will honor ancestors, and I'd love to have one instrument, Cynthia.
You may know my hat. It's the Mad Hatter's hat. He said I was crazy. I knew I was not. So I left because he hurt me. And I got this hat. I took my children and we started a tradition. And he or she who wears the hat tells the story. And all fall silent to hear the story. And if you want to interject, you raise your hand, and off comes the hat. So that is our new tradition in our house of peace.
Oh, living, wondering what's coming. Not knowing what's behind me, not leaving any bag unattended. That's the time we live in. But I found a way to release the tension. They hang on my wall. I leave the watching for them.
My grandmother was a proud daughter of the American Revolution. And while I do not claim that one for myself, I know that we are kin, because I am the daughter of many, many, many revolutions. And we are both daughters of the light.
I see that I have forgotten my ancestors. One day I will be an ancestor. I wish I lived. They came from Africa. The place where they tell me all life began. They came from water, as did we all. Our ancestry, water, Africa.
I cannot see. The obstacles of life are far too great to continue to live. Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles, help me to see.
Cousin Louie, my mother called him that, I don't know why. He was a senior officer at my granddaddy's bank, where I worked for a few years myself in my 20s. I used to see him when I'd go out to lunch at the big mahogany desk there on the main floor in his three-piece suit. He noticed me on my way out to lunch. I spoke to him and he dropped his pen. He looked at it, and he went over a couple inches and then back, and he said, "Edward, don't ever stop bending over." I think bankers know a lot about people bending over.
Like my Cherokee grandmother before me, I am the keeper of 1,000 stories. Like this storyteller doll with little babies all across her lap. I intend to pass on those 1,000 stories to my grandbabies. The shell in Tennessee, buried in the ground, and I saw how far my roots came, and underneath I found my fruit.
Every summer, I went down to my grandmother's village, my late Malawi. That is where I found serenity.
What place do I know better? In all of my city life, no place do I know better than the Trinity Alps of Northern California. Diamond Lake,
9
Sapphire
months
Lake,
in the city.
Ruby Lake.
Cars!
haven't been there but a few times, except for the cabin on the meadow. But those upper lakes, you can't get away.
Accidents at intersections.
From the places that hold you, you can't get away. Cynthia.
Serenity was in the village. Very simple life. But I only had it for 3 months. For 9 months it was cell phones and telephones and homework and cars and accidents and intersections.
The same with Tayama, Sierra Leone. I was only there for 3 months. But I can't get away.
You can take an African out of Africa, but you can't take Africa out of an African.
You can take an American out of America, but you can't take the American out of the American. Damn! I went all the way to Tayama to learn how to be in a dancing people. Do you think that the drum could help me?
The drum helps all who come to it. All who sit at its feet and drink. All who thirst and desire. All who are frazzled by the accidents at intersections. Just come to the drum. Just come to the drum.
Oh, Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder
Mulungu wanga ugakhala ndiyantu.
consider all the world thy hands have made.
Bwera uza kaena onsolero ambuye anga
I hear the rolling thunder, thy power. The universe displayed. You can't
Take an American,
the
put them in
American out
Africa,
of the
take an African, put them in
American.
America. Take an American out of Africa, take an African, put them in America. Take an American out of Africa, African, American, and African, American, and white American, and African, in America.
Why does she say well whenever they speak and she's so white?
Pita kuchisime.
Angombedelo undejanane ofineno.
Koweko.
Tako nemenda oshene.
Inde.
Inde.
Tenga mu Amerikani, bwera naye ku Afrika, apesa tendere. Tenga mu Amerikani, bwera naye ku Afrika, apesa tendere. 3 months. 3 months. 3 months.
Playing with hand-to-hand contact. Could you grab the people in the interplay community, a partner, and come out into the space, your palm to your partner's palm. Edonelli, you could bring your poem.
I am from Palos Altos, Palmeras, rooftops of zinc, house in the Loma, painted blue and pink flamingo, mango trees. I am from green plátano fields, sugarcane stalks, coffee beans. I am from a campesino split cocoa pod, green cacao. I am from green chocolate before it's roasted, the darkest brown. I am from brown sugarcane before it's refined and bleached, the domino style. I am from a conch shell, the sands of beaded islands that used to smell of Bacardi and hand-rolled cigars, from viejos hanging out to wrestle their strength with roosters. I am from Mama's oversized pot of red pinto beans, oregano, and garlic. I am too sweet for rice. I am from the skin of coconuts, these hard shells brimming seawater and tender flesh. I am inside tumbao, tam-tams, rumba, son, guaguanco. Me is waves in the malecón. Me is a bridge to Cuba. Me is a bridge to Haiti. Me is a bridge of broken Spanish to Africa, a broken bridge to Spain. I am Jacob's ladder to freedom land. I am from buried Tainos, and native is now too long before I am made. Native is when amber fossils collected inside montañas. Native is before Colón found he left a map sitting on Queen Isabella's golden crown. Native is when the roots of black and the sight of brown was all that we were. I am from the roots of brown cassava, the scent of yame, yautilla, batata, the scent of mamey, zapote, limoncillo trees. I am a circle of beaded islands, unseen borders and mixed tongues. The music, their words, their fruit, of this I grow, of this I am fed.
One of the ways I think that we know who we are is actually through contact. The things that we see, the things that we hear, the things that we touch, things that we know are things that we have contact with. To have contact is to open ourselves to a way of being. There's a lot of other out there that we try not to be in contact with. There's a lot of other in here that we try not to have contact with. And yet it is in contact that we know, I think. So in interplay, one of the things that we play with is who we are by what we are also in contact with, hand to hand and more. And I'd love to have Regina and Robert to come and play with this same form, hand-to-hand contact, as a way of playing and connecting with each other and with the other in each of us. This will be with music. Wow. This is a poem by Tanjaway.
Decorate that dot. Decorate that dot. Decorate this dot. Decorate this dot. Do da 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 do. Do this one. 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 Good. Okay, zip. And then zag. You know, put some lines around it. Go on, squiggle, 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 squiggle. Now, hold the baby, hide the baby. Hold the baby, hide the baby. Hold the baby, hide the baby. Down. Interjection. Interjection. Cross sections. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. Yeah, like that. Just like that. Now, put this in a box all by itself. Go ahead, I dare you. A little color could really jazz this number up. Look up. There's the sky. Now, place your decorated dots right inside this little argument. Right here. Maneuver, 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 out! Swell. Oh, that's just swell. I'm so happy to see you. Jump.
When we're seeding cultures of peace, I like to go to the edge as a peacemaker. So I want to see what happens when you get a white guy on djembe, 2 African American women accompanying, a Nashville quartet, and some dancers doing an African dance piece. So let me get about 5 of you from there and maybe 3 of you from here. Come on out. Because we have to risk bringing different cultures together, throwing them in a pot, and seeing what happens. So you guys ready? Good. You guys ready? All right, here we go. see?
We're gonna just take a few minutes for an intermission. 10 minutes, there's some coffee and tea upstairs, up the elevator, up the stairs. There's other stuff out on the table. Feel free to take a look at it. Just a few minutes and we'll be right back. Thank you.
In order to have peace in the world, I'm always reminded that peace has got to start first in the family. So this is a letter to my parents in 3 chapters. Short. This letter from a very centered place. It's a place that you don't know me that well. A very centered place. Because you always seem to think I am off-center. And that's okay for you to think that I am off-center, because I most probably am. But I am coming back to the middle. Just to write this letter. That's all. So enjoy the moment. Drop down into it. Take it around the block. And know that it comes from the place in me that wants to say, sorry for not calling. It comes from the place in me that maybe hasn't explained that well, that what I am doing really means something to me, and it's not just a lark. And maybe by now we should have an idea of that because it's lasted 15 years. Helping create peace around the world using dance and storytelling. I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but trust me, it is happening. So in this centered place, I just want to come back here because I will come back very briefly to call you and to write to you. Dad and Mom, but especially Dad. I hear you. And in my own son way, my body comes close to the ground when I hear the diagnosis, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I spin, and from my off-center place, I fall off the world as I try to bring back those minutes. But I know I can't. So what I have is to come close to the ground. The doctors say you could be here another 30 years. Or it could be 10, maybe 5. There we go. I find in the depths of my sorrow, of miscommunication and no communication, the hope to build and create and establish for the time that we have left. I pick myself up from the edge of the world, from my fallen place, and I stand, and because it's the only thing I really know how to do, I continue to dance. The letter that you wrote to me, you talked about lucrative. Son, why don't you do something that is a little more lucrative? Well, this is how lucrative it is right now. Because I don't measure lucrative by what's in my pockets. And maybe I should, because I have to pay rent, and I have an 18-year-old daughter, and I also have old age to look forward to. It keeps creeping up faster and faster, faster than I want it to. But that's not how I measure lucrative. I measure lucrative by every little child that I know will go back home and not be blown up by a landmine. I measure lucrative by every woman who I know can go home and not be beaten up by her husband. I measure lucrative by every 12-year-old that does not have to hold a Kalashnikov rifle and chop off his or her uncle's hands. I measure lucrative by stopping the killing 10 blocks, 6 blocks, 8 blocks from my house in Oakland. That's how I measure lucrative. So I write this letter to you saying sorry for the past, let's heal for the future, and let's know that somehow these pockets will be filled with what they need to be filled with so that I can pay my rent and take care of my daughter. And I sign this letter wishing you full health and Mom peace of mind, and the 3 of us many, many years of dancing.
Take a deep breath. A letter from all of our hearts. Those who have ancestral objects, who can bring them from July to December, could you come to the side? And with music and word, we will bring them forward.
My great-great-grandmother ran the Nolichucky Ferry across the river, but she never learned to swim. My mother was a librarian, and she taught hundreds of children to love books. My great aunts were quilters who put their lives into fabric with thread. And me, I'm an artist and a writer, and I like to put pieces of words and of movement together. And when I go down to the river, I take off my clothes and I swim naked.
This was made for me in 1945, lovingly by hand, by an aunt. I can now honor my father's family, who were socialists in New York at the turn of the century, and my mother, who got this ring on her honeymoon in New Orleans, and who has never paid a bill or pumped gas into her own car in her life, but who gave me a sense of play and adventure.
How do I remember? How do I help my children remember when the languages have changed and the people are gone? And even before they were gone, disease took their own remembrance away. The Harpeth River. Harpeth River rocks. A candle. They remember. The Harpeth River, just like the glacial waters of Lake Superior, carried drops of water that were in the Caribbean and lapped at the shores of my father's island. Perhaps collected his sweat as he sought to escape Haiti. The rocks, his last name was La Roche, the rock. And they're the same color as the soil that my mother and her grandmother planted cotton in just a few states away. They remember. And the candle reminds us of the star that danced until it exploded and became the matter that we all are. Bibashi butsu daio sho, shiki butsu daio sho, bishafu butsu daio sho. I'm a Zen Buddhist priest, and every day in Zen temples, we recite the names of all of our religious ancestors, from the Buddha down to the present day. Yesterday was my 40th birthday, and I realized that what all of my ancestors, religious and biological, have in common is that we were all children. Everyone.
And what I want to be, now that I'm grown up, is more childlike.
My father's Bible. He took me to Sunday school and church every Sunday. It was one of the few things we did together. And it became a ritual process. And that was his gift to me.
So we took a walk. I went looking for the bones of my ancestors. But all I found were these red coins. They sounded like bones, and I thought, that's why I picked them up, because they sound like bones. And then I looked at them and thought, no, in fact, they are like my ancestors. The ones I want to remember anyway. These are nuts. It is not all of my ancestors that I want to remember. It is not all of my ancestors that I want my children to remember. I want them to remember the ones who are different. The ones whose stories were worth telling because something about them touched someone enough to pass that story down to me. And I am passing it on to my children so they will take these nuts and plant them in the seeds of their children to pass them down.
Dance Talk, or DT3 for short, and they're going to do it around this whole thing of seeding cultures of peace, and the idea of men and women.
Men and women.
Yeah, that's the theme.
I love women. I love them. My mother, she opened her body, her magic place, her womb. And she opened the door for me to come here. I'm grateful. Thank you, Mother.
When I got pregnant, I knew it was a girl. And I already had her named. Her name was Hallie Catherine. So you can imagine my surprise when I got in the delivery room and they said, "Ms. Green, it's a boy." And I went, but I don't have a name for a boy. I haven't thought of a name for a boy. And my midwife was right there, and she said, Emily, the goddess gives boys to strong women. The goddess gives boys to women who can raise them well. I named my boy Matthew.
My name is Haggard. It was so disappointing to look it up in the dictionary. Disheveled and worn out. And I'm not. I was contemplating it in the bath one day. Contemplating my beauty and the potential for goodness that was there. Just needed a little nurturing. And I said my name slowly. Hag. God. I am a hag god. I guard the hags, the wise women, the mystics, the healers, the midwives. And the young maidens, too.
I went through a very painful divorce. And in order to heal, I went up to a cabin in the mountains. I took a yoga mat and a typewriter. And I stayed for a month. I didn't write anything of real value. I did a lot of yoga. And I watched a spider who spun a web in the window every morning and who tore it apart every night. And it was Grandmother Spider who got me through.
It was my grandmother, Lucille Holman Haggard. She was so gorgeous. My grandfather first saw her when he performed an appendectomy on her. But then, he being the leading cancer surgeon of the world, Dr. Haggard, of course, she died of cancer at 36. How does that happen? Well, dear Lucille, she had the good sense to recognize the beauty of Mr. Edmondson's sculpture. They were very primitive. Man and woman with snake and angels. My grandmother bought an angel for a few dollars, a little angel, a little stone angel, and it was cute, and it was kind of plain, and anyway, a big deal, so what? My mother sold it for $150,000 last year. And this was the gift of my grandmother to me. I love women. Taking such a good care of me at every turn. Potty trained me and fed me, wiped my tears, slapped me when I was really stupid. Someday I hope to understand. But I'm not attached to it.
I got married in June. I have a 12-year-old son, and I hadn't had sex since he was conceived. My husband and I had a very long and slow courtship.
I didn't rehearse that. Shape and stillness, the poetry of bodies, just as they are. I would like to have 5, 6, 7, 8 people to come out, and Adora, if you would bless us with your poetry. Shape and stillness, 80%.
There is a place beyond. Our place. The place where we met. A place beyond the physical. A place beyond expectations, traditions, cultures, and beliefs. The place where our love exists. A place beyond. This place beyond invites us, beckons us, come, jump into my depths. Have no fear, only love is here. Jump in, dive deep, it is the ocean. Perhaps you now know it is not possible to just stick in a toe. In flirting on the fringes, you can be caught in the undertow. The current takes you deep into the place beyond. Beyond embarrassment, beyond fantasy, beyond hopes and wishes, beyond imagination. In the place beyond, there is presence, now. In that place beyond, our place, we be. Perhaps life will never look the way we think it should, but we have our place, a place beyond. Perhaps we'll never learn to call all things good, but still we are in our place, a place beyond. Perhaps there will always be frustration that I haven't done all that I think I should. And yet, I remain in our place, a place beyond. Lose your mind in the place beyond, all thinking behind in the place beyond. Feel, move with your heart in the place beyond. Only love has a part in the place beyond. These words I say are inadequate to describe the place beyond which only exists inside. Fully inside, where in the universe of galaxies we play. And going within is how we find the way to the place beyond. Our place. Beyond time and space. A place beyond which is and is in divine grace.
Don't ever stop dancing, they said. I could care less if I danced. That's how it is with a gift. It's free.
Well,
I'd rather speak like a goddess. Think a thought. Like, somebody else. I'd rather make a poem like Adora.
well,
Or change lives like a Masankho. Don't ever stop dancing, they said, and I could care less. Because a gift is free. 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 You have so much abundance of it, it's falling like grapefruits off of the grapefruit tree in your life. Smelly old grapefruit orchard, ants crawling up and down the tree, the fruit rotting at the bottom. Everybody in your neighbor yard has one. You can't take the grapefruits out and give them away. There's so many of them. You start to think. Grapefruits. Yuck! They're sour. They suck. Mama, thank you for the dance lessons. All of the angels on earth who have mentored me and who have made me their own dancing spirit, thank you. Thank you. You think it's nice to I wish I could have been Einstein or have done something important, but instead, I was just made free. Cosmic Mamas.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know who all you are, but you're a special group. You can come out and sing a blessing to this group of people. All the Cosmic Mamas free to come. And do we have somebody who can start this blessing?
Sure.
Who will it be?
Okay, well, some of us just carry our ancestral objects inside. And sometimes things just vibrate out. So, you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, oh, hey, ah. Oh, hey, ah. Oh, hey, ah. Oh, hey, ah, 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 hey, ah.
Just for a moment, acknowledge 4 musicians who came together at 6:30 to. So thank you very much. Say your names, and then we'll go down the road. Say your first or your full name. I would love that very much.
Cynthia, the Moon Goddess.
be woo! Tanduwe.
Hillary.
Baravara. Adora.
Jan.
Diane. Paula. Ironelli. Emily.
Robert.
Maria. Michelle.
Muriel.
Regina.
Maggie. Jess.
Cynthia.
Masankho.
Thank you.
You come right behind me. Take a deep breath. Just follow me if you can. I thank you for coming, and all of you who are here who we don't even know, all the extra ones who are around us swirling. Don't come any closer. We are such thin-skinned people. We have no more need of possession. Let us be helped to possess ourselves. For in this future world of peace, let each person be blessed and be a blessing to be just that. One person loved, light, airy, hopeful, simple, and let that be enough!
Well,
For as Ed sings,